I am the Doctor, this is my section. Earth is under my protection. Planet of birth is Gallifrey. I've got two hearts, your life is saved. Run into the Master Raw Missy. Come on, Alonzo. Alonzi. I am a Time Lord. No, I'm not rich. 12 bodies a man. Now it's time for a switch. Don't look like that. I'm in great health. You were expecting someone else? Regeneration. Oh, such fun. When I say run, run, run. What's up, my boy? Peace and sanity. Sorry, mustache. Reverse the polarity. Sometimes I'm north, but always a limey, wibbly wobbly, timey wimey. Jump in the TARDIS, go for a ride. It's bigger on the inside. Exploring all of time and space. Oh, what's that? Exterminate.
Cybermen or Daleks, maybe.
Would you like a jelly baby? Time's ticking, we'd best go. A new adventure, Geronimo! I am fantastic, so are you. Best come with me, I'm Doctor Who. Welcome to a brand new episode of D4WH. It's Doctor Who comedy for adults. I am your host, improviser, comedian, and Who fan since 2005. I'm Adam O'Sullivan, joined as always by my co-host, comedian, and Whovian since Tom Baker. It's Nicchia Schutt.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. Let's not say how many years I've been a Doctor Who fan, but it's definitely 3/4 of my life.
Oh, wow.
If not longer. I think I started watching at the age of about, started watching at about 5, but I don't think I really took it on till Tom Baker.
A wee babby.
I was a wee baby.
Mama. Who?
I know. My parents were they didn't quite get Doctor Who, but my dad would sit and watch it with me, which made me very excited. Then just before he died, he told me, remember that show you used to like? Wasn't it stupid? And I thought, oh, thanks, Dad.
Did you listen to the interviews on He Kills Me Not?
No, I didn't.
One of the actors says that his first words, according to his mum, was, "I'm a Dalek."
Well, you already heard the story about I had the little port packed. So I certainly was very, very keen. And I think as a little kid, I actually thought it was real. Because when you're a kid, you do think things
Wait,
are
what do you
real.
mean?
Yeah, I still think it's real. Yeah. No, it's real. So Santa
baby, get me Doctor Who, tie him up real tight.
Oh, that's nice.
And then I'm gonna fuck him all night.
Oh,
Santa
God.
baby.
Really? There's a lot of Santa to fuck.
I thought I was going to talk about Doctor Who. But...
Oh, well, okay, I'll do that. But I might give Santa the old heave-ho, I think. Give him a flick.
Aw.
Well, I don't know. At least if I'm on top, I might be all right because I don't want to suffocate.
Anyway.
Sorry.
It's time to give it a D-whirl with our new section, Doctor Who in Real Life. Now, this is Time Lord Victorious related, Echoes of Extinction featuring David Tennant and Paul McGann, and produced by Big Finish Audios, has been delayed. Originally, the limited edition vinyl LP was going to be released in the UK at selected Asda stores from November 27th, 2020, with the digital version being released a week later on the Big Finish website on December 4th, 2020.
I do believe I've prepaid for that.
So have I. However, due to the ongoing UK restrictions being imposed in the UK due to the coronavirus pandemic, the release date has been rescheduled to February 2021.
Why would COVID stop the release of an audio? I mean, they don't all have to be in the same room to do it.
No, but they were releasing it in stores first.
Oh, and our stores closed in the UK now?
Well, they have recommended not to go out unless it's urgent.
Well, that is urgent.
It's not urgent according to the government.
Oh, the government schmovernment. What would they know?
According to the Big Finish website, this decision was made by Asda, Demon Records, BBC Studios and Big Finish to adhere to the UK government's recommendation against the sale of non-essential items.
Right, those are all now on my shit list.
Why?
Because I want it released when I want it released.
I think the idea was they were going to release it in stores early so that people would buy the LP and then release it online. So they're not going to release it online until after they've released the LP.
Yeah, all on my shit list.
It's safety. It's safety reasons.
Safety schmafety. I mean, I know I'm a safety person, a safety professional, but come on.
We're yet to see if any of the other Time Lord Victorious releases are also affected.
Do you think they will be? Because
No,
it
I
would
don't
be
think so.
sequential, wouldn't it? Like, you won't get any more of the stories from Big Finish because it'll be in the sequence. Otherwise, what's the point?
Well, but we've seen with the releases for this month that they're out of order.
Well, that's true.
Since November the 5th, the UK has been put back into lockdown and all non-essential businesses advised to close. Funerals are only allowed to have 30 people in attendance and all weddings are not permitted unless one of those getting married is seriously ill and not expected to recover, i.e. a deathbed wedding.
Oh, wow.
These weddings are limited to 6 people.
Look, this would be a great time if you're a tight ass because you don't want to, you don't want to put on a big spread for your funeral or you don't want to put on a big spread for the wedding. But also, if you don't have a lot of friends, then nobody would know because you'll just say, yeah, well, look, we only had 6 people because we married during COVID, not because we're a bunch of assholes and nobody wanted to come. I like that. I should have got married in this time. It would have been much cheaper.
You could get remarried.
Oh, well, what's the point? It's just always going to be Dave looking at me.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I've been there before.
In today's episode, we'll start looking at the October 2020 releases for Time Lord Victorious. That includes Defender of the Daleks Part 2, published by Titan Comics. Monstrous Beauty Part 2, published in the Doctor Who magazine number 557. The Knight, the Fool and the Dead, a novel published by BBC Books. He Kills Me Not, an audio play released by Big Finish. Short Trips, Master Thief and Lesser Evils, released by Big Finish. And Canaries, a short story published on the Doctor Who website. It's probably our biggest month for Time Lord Victorious releases.
It is, and my problem is they're all starting to meld into one. You're going to say, let's talk about Canaries, and I'm going to think, which one was that? I hope you're giving me a synopsis.
Nope, you will tell me this. No, I will.
Well, then it's going to be short. There was a canary in the cage.
No, there wasn't a canary, so you're already off to a bad start.
Damn it. Damn it.
All right, let's start with Defender of the Daleks number 2, written by Jodie Hauser with artwork by Roberta Ingranata, published October 2020 by Titan Comics. The 10th Doctor and the Dalek Prime Strategist are exploring the Vault of Obscenities when they are attacked by a single Hond, a race of sentient pain intent on destroying all life in the universe.
The Vault of Obscenities could just be your bedroom, couldn't it?
Yeah.
There could be many rooms that I shall now dub the Vault of Obscenities.
Welcome to the Vault of Obscenities.
In fact, my neighbour, I may call that the House of Obscenities for the language they use at their children.
Do you think there's a bunch of Daleks over there?
Oh, look. I don't know. Do Daleks say the word fucking shut up and sit down?
Fucking shut up and sit down.
Yes, so the language that everybody uses to everybody else is quite an obscenity.
The vault is opened and the Doctor connects with the Dalek, deducing that his rusted casing is not a badge of pride, as he previously asserted, but a punishment for a failed plan.
I would think the amount of times the Daleks have failed due to the Doctor, there would be a lot of Daleks running around.
Well, he's the strategist.
Yeah, I know, but honestly, there'd be a lot of Daleks running around in rusty old tin cans. They wouldn't be as shiny, gleamy as they are now.
Well, no, I think the implication is that normally he would be dead, but because he is the strategist, he gets punished.
And probably because nobody else wants the job.
Do you want to be the Dalek Prime Strategist? Fuck no.
Yeah. Will we come up against the Doctor? I'm fucking out.
I will just stay here, thanks.
I just want to be drone 22,352,000. Thank you.
More than my job's worth.
It's like if you get promoted on the Death Star. That's just really a death sentence being delayed, isn't it?
You've been promoted to Darth Vader's personal assistant.
Oh, I'm screwed.
Nah, you know what? That's fine. Don't worry about it. Nah, it's all right.
Then I kill you. Oh, you're going to kill me anyway.
God damn it. The neutralized Hond is trapped within a stellar net, and the Dalek weapon systems are integrated and upgraded for the oncoming Hond attack. But when the attack fails, the Doctor steps in and rewires the Dalek system to release the Hond from their pain. With the Hond defeated, the Dalek Prime Strategist reveals its true nature and tries to exterminate the Doctor.
Oh, surprise!
Yeah, surprise. Thankfully, the Doctor may be hopeful, but he's not stupid, and detonates the Dalek weapon systems to make his escape. Lost and unable to contact the TARDIS, the 10th Doctor is helped out by the 13th Doctor, who he vaguely recognizes.
Yes. Why does he vaguely recognize her?
I don't know if you've read any of the 13th Doctor comics, but
No.
essentially they did a story where the 13th Doctor goes back to the 60s and helps out the 10th Doctor with the Weeping Angels.
Oh, well, I'll have to do that because
it's a good story.
I remember this one because when you touch the picture on the comics, a new one comes up. I love these comics so much.
Did you read it or did you just touch all the pictures?
I just touched all the pictures and sort of
No wonder you can't remember them.
made it up. No, I do remember this and I enjoyed the story, would have to say. I love the comics. I think they can ditch the short stories and they can ditch anything from the Doctor Who magazine because that just stick with the comics and audio, people. Just listen to me. I know these things.
And so basically the 10th Doctor and the 13th Doctor were supposed to have another adventure together. And then this comic was going to lead on from that. But because of the pandemic, they delayed that second comic, and that second comic is now starting to be released in November onwards.
I don't understand why a comic could be delayed. You don't all have to be in the same room. What are you people doing? You're doing it wrong if you all have to be in the same room to draw. Is that so someone can stand over your shoulder and go, oh, I wouldn't do it like that?
Well, maybe it's to get it published and printed and sent out, and I don't know.
Oh, it seems very odd to me. Anywho, who am I to... who am I to tell people how to do their jobs? Well, actually, I'm fairly important, and that's what I do.
Good. So once that story finishes, I believe that will tie into the story we've already just read.
Good. I'm looking forward to that. I have downloaded a couple more comics, but I will have a look at the 13th Doctor one.
Not to read them, just to touch them.
Just to touch them, and then the artwork is so great.
Yeah.
And then the picture, the next one comes up, and I don't have to look for it. And I am, like, my seeing eye daughter has moved out, so I can't see anything at the best of times. You know how you offered to thread a needle for me because it takes me half an hour? I was trying to read the instructions on something that I wanted to heat up a dinner, and I couldn't read them. They were too small. And I said to David, can I ring Adam and ask him to come over and read? And he said, you could just take a photo if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Oh, damn technology.
And you used to keep your seeing eye daughter on a leash, like a seeing eye dog. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. She went everywhere with me. Yeah. Oh, shit, quit your whining.
As the Dalek Prime Strategist answers to the Dalek Emperor, we find out that there is one more face of the Doctor that can help them, the 8th Doctor.
I just am so in love with the 8th Doctor.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. He's going to be a big star in these series.
Oh, thank goodness for that, because the telly movie gave him nothing. And the audios and the new adventures, the Virgin New Adventures were fantastic. And if I can't see him back on my television in a decent-sized episode, I will probably do nothing. But I will be cross.
You're going to be across at a lot of people.
Oh, look, I've got such a long shit list. People go into my hellhole and then they come out after about 10 minutes because I get over it. But still.
So we theorized that the Hond was that mud-like creature, and that's what it was. It was a being made out of pain, otherwise known as life.
Yeah, that's what I couldn't get over. Isn't that exactly what we do? Every day I get up and I'm a Hond.
Yeah.
And also the name. I thought the name was a bit rubbish.
Yeah, it's such a stupid name.
It is.
We're the Hond.
Hond.
Oh, do you go up against the Fords?
Yeah. We're the Honda. I'm a Subaru. I just think they could have come up with a better name. Hond does sound like a whiny ass name. Maybe they're in pain because of their whiny ass name.
Yeah.
You know, it's like being called, I apologize to anyone called this, Brian, which always sounds like a whiny ass name. Sorry, all the Brians out there, you're probably lovely. But your parents hated you.
And like all Doctor Who villains, it's like, oh my God, I thought that was a myth. That's a bedtime story told to people who were bad kids, and then it's only in one episode and then disappears forever.
Yeah, and I do worry what on Gallifrey they were doing with their children, because they were terrorizing them. Every awful villain that comes from myth, their parents read them those stories, or whoever raised the Time Lords, who knows, told them those bedtime stories. So they are not the nicest people. And then if you go back to the Shobogans and you look at, Tatooine.
Tectonic.
tectonic. Jodie Whittaker's the Doctor's original mother. She then experiments continuously on her child. I mean, we never see the kid go out for a play. They're always sitting in a lab being regenerated.
Well, it's all right because she keeps telling her stories about the Hond and.
Wow, you think you've got it bad. Let me tell you.
Let me retell you the story about the Hond. If you're lucky, when you wake up, you'll be in pain because the Hond will have visited you.
Is it Tattooer? Oh, gosh, that's going to annoy me now.
Yeah, I want to say Tatooine, but that's a Star Wars thing.
Yeah.
Tectuan. It's Tectuan.
Tectuan.
Yeah.
I liked tectonic better.
Yeah, that's how I remember it.
If we've got it wrong, please don't write in and tell us. We'll get over it.
Anything else you want to talk about Defender of the Daleks? I quite enjoyed Defender of the Daleks, but I don't know how it fits in with the rest. I mean, it's obviously going to fit in with the audio play that's coming up with the Eighth Doctor and the Daleks.
I think that it's all going to come together at some point.
Sure.
The main thing I'd like to say is when you touch the panels or the...
All right, anyway, next is...
It is very exciting for someone as old as me.
Next up is Monstrous Beauty number 2, written by Scott Gray with artwork by John Ross. Published October 2020 in the Doctor Who magazine number 557. Rassilon has captured the Ninth Doctor and scientist Endrakan, who are attempting to steal Rassilon's ship to go and find Rose, who has been captured by the Great Vampires.
Oh.
Remember this?
I'm sorry, but the Great Vampires kind of lost me.
The Ninth Doctor, with his future knowledge of the ship and his time, manages to drop Rassilon and her goons outside and hides among a swarm of cucurbite ships to find their main coffin ship.
Yeah, look, I've always preferred the lesser vampires to the
great ones.
The great ones, I find. And then the greatest ones are really good too.
I like the Australian ones, the fully sick vampires.
Oh, they are fully sick.
Fully
too.
sick, bro.
They are fully sick.
Yeah, I wasn't much of a fan of the vampires. And I didn't really get that the vampires that we saw at the end of the last issue and the cucurbite ships or whatever the fuck they're called were working together.
Cupid doll ships.
Cupid doll ships, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of weird names in there. It lost me. I'm sorry, the vampire bit lost me. The coffin ships. I just thought, come up with something new.
And this whole issue is just basically like trying to get the Doctor to the coffin ship.
Yeah, it was boring.
We are more concerned about what happened to Rose.
I'll get over it.
On the coffin ship, they see the mining labour camp of all the different species that have been turned into vampires before they are captured and taken to see Grystock. Grystock kills Andrakan before taking the Ninth Doctor to see the Mad Sisters, who have collapsed under the strength of Rose.
Now, I do like the Mad Sisters.
Yes.
Just because, what a great term. I would like to be one of the Mad Sisters. And I think if you met my sister and I together, you'd probably call us the Mad Sisters.
I just call you the Mad One. So
yeah, I am. I know I had this weird experience where I said to somebody the other day, if I was rich, I'd be really eccentric. And they looked at me with this incredulous look and I went, what? And they said, you're already eccentric.
Yeah. Tell us again about the Doctor Who podcast you host.
Fuck you, world. Doctor Who's not eccentric. It's exceptional.
I love when Andrakan, the scientist, notices like, oh, you're from the future. And the Ninth Doctor's like, don't tell anyone. He's like, no one would believe me. I'm like, he's dead.
Yeah.
He is dead. Gotta tie up them loose ends.
That's right. You find out the secret or you fall in love with the Doctor. Dead.
Oh, it would have been totally okay if you had to fall in love with the Doctor. That'd be amazing.
Oh, that. And in Star Trek, if you're Yeoman Fred Jones, you're dead.
What's this red shirt I've put on?
Yeah, I don't want to die.
Rose reveals herself to now be a vampire as she lunges at the Doctor. Well, I guess that means she'll need to be put down.
Hope so.
Yep, I don't think in the next episode there's going to be some simple thing where it's like, don't worry, Rose, you're not a vampire anymore.
That's right, because my belief and love for you will... it's going to be... I'm sorry, but it's going to be something that's going to make me want to vomit just a little.
Oh, I thought it was going to be something like, we'll kill the head vampire and then everybody will be free.
Oh, yeah, well, that's unoriginal, and vampires are unoriginal, so maybe that.
They say that everyone's undead.
Yeah.
So they're dead. You can't bring them back if they're dead.
Absolutely. I mean, it's one of the problems with Twilight, isn't it?
Yeah.
How can you have sex if you've got no blood in you? Unless he puts paddle pop sticks on it and then on his
maybe it's made
willy.
out of stone.
Maybe. Well, geez, wouldn't that be uncomfortable? Here, I'll just pop this stone thing into you.
They drink blood, so it goes straight from his throat, down his stomach, into his penis.
Oh, please.
Let's have sex. All right, let's go murder something first.
I'll have to have a little sip of your blood first. That'd really put you off as foreplay, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I just glick, 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 glick. Oh, that was my father. Oh, sorry about that. You did want to get a bit of nookie in.
Yeah, as opposed to all the foreplay I currently get. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, puts me off.
What is foreplay? I've been married 20 years. What happens?
I don't know.
Oh, I think it's just when somebody says you wanna or yes.
Yeah, you're from the country, so it's wanna root. All right.
Yep. Righto.
You'll do.
Yep. And yours is you want to have sex? Yes. That's foreplay.
Yeah, so I wasn't fully into Monstrous Beauty.
No.
Especially this issue. It's just like get from point A to point B, kill a character in between.
Yeah, it really felt like filler. You know, if you ever watch, say, a movie or if you're reading a book, there's nothing happening. They're just trying to get somewhere. You either want to put obstacles in their way that are interesting or just get them there.
Yeah.
And just get there and go from there. Come up with another cliffhanger.
Yeah, the whole first page was just reiterating them being captured by Rassilon.
Yeah, I honestly think it was like a classic episode of Doctor Who.
Oh, God.
But a bad one.
Next up is The Knight, the Fool and the Dead, a novel written by Steve Cole, published October the 1st by BBC Books. After leaving Adelaide Brook at the end of Waters of Mars, the 10th Doctor pays a visit to Andalia during the Dark Times, where no one dies, barring accidents. Whilst there, the Doctor hears of the impending arrival of the... Oh, fuck, how do you say it?
Their name is so hard.
Koturrah.
Koturrah. Koturrah.
Yes. Now that we've got audiobooks, we can find out how to actually fucking say it.
Yeah, I know.
We've been saying it wrong. I don't think anyone thought that it was Koturrah.
No, I thought it was the
Koturrah. I thought it was the Koturrah.
I thought it was Collier.
Collier, yeah. Border Collier.
Yeah. Archie, my border collier.
Here's of the impending arrival of the Koturrah and watches a demonstration of a life shroud, technology designed to repel the Koturrah's gift. Did anyone think that wasn't a scam?
Yes, that was right up there with the snake oil salesman of the Wild West.
Oh,
Isn't
yes.
that where the snake oil salesman started?
Probably.
In the Wild
Yeah.
West?
Come get your tinctures and ointments.
Yes, that's
It'll
right.
make your hair grow.
It'll make you taller.
It's literally, and it kind of ties into one of the audiobooks, which basically is a space western.
Yeah, and it's also, I mean, you still see it now with put this cream on and all your wrinkles will go, or you'll get thin if you drink, I don't know, bat guana tea. And it doesn't work. And it tastes like bat guana.
Or like Alex Jones in InfoWars, where he's like, everything's trying to poison you. Now buy my pills.
I know. I'm always amazed by those people. You're not getting enough minerals. Here, go out and take this
Try
tablet.
my untested.
Yeah. I tell you what, how about I just go lick dirt? That way I'll get some minerals.
The Doctor helps the test subject Estini escape the assassin Brian the Ood, who has met the Doctor before, but with a different face.
Yes.
Oh, that was interesting.
It was. It was really good to then know a bit more about Brian the Ood.
And I read this.
Well, you were the last on our list to
I
read
was.
this. Yeah.
So I read half of this book, then listened to He Kills Me, Kills Me Not, and then finished off this book. And I was like,
I was surprised you could finish the book because I had it second and I took out all the really important pages.
Okay, right.
And I've hidden them.
Oh, no. Oh, God. Yeah, everything. It was really easy to read because it was like title page and then end credits.
Yeah, and that bit in the middle, I thought it was unimportant for you, really.
It turns out Brian is working on orders from High Ambassador Verve Hyundai. There you go, another Hyundai. Verve Hyundai Chaskal of Skalatai.
Yeah, why is nobody ever Jim from Burbank?
I'm just glad that Brian the Ood is Brian.
Jim from Blacktown. That's
is that why you don't
like
the name Brian? Because it's an assassin Ood?
No, I've just always found the name Brian a bit whiny.
Brian is testing the life shroud to make sure it works. Their uneasy alliance will take them to Mordella, the home of the Koturrah and source of the crystals that give them their power.
There's a lot of
names.
There's a lot of names that did interfere with my enjoyment.
Yeah.
And I just started to sort of skim. Anything with a K, that was the Koturrah.
Koturrah.
Oh, Koturrah. Look.
The Doctor and Brian follow Estini from Mordella to the
come on.
polythrop. Jesus Christ.
What are you just reading out?
I wrote this.
Are you reading out of Galaxy Dictionary here?
Well, I had to condense it down. The Doctor and Brian follow Estini from Mordella to the polythrope ship of Professor Hannah Fallomax, inventor of the life shroud. Oh,
At least
man.
Fellow Max was all right.
Yes. But it turns out that the life shrouds don't work yet. Fallomax has been using the galactic coordinates of planets the Koturrah are about to visit to sell them life shrouds that don't work yet to fund her research to make a working one.
So it's the ends justifies the means.
Yes.
So while I'm sitting there going, you can't get, I suppose I can't sue then, can I?
Well, and they were also saying like, oh, we need the crystals to make them work, but then they don't work anyway.
Yeah.
Suck shit, bye.
I know.
Estini has been born with an immunity to death and therefore is immune to the Koturrah. They are all captured by Chalskal, but convince him...
I'm sorry.
Chalskal.
Kalskal.
Sounds like
Kalskal.
Sounds like Skeletor.
Yeah, it does.
Chalskal. But convince him to fund the life shroud research. When the Doctor finds out from Brian that Chalskal has hired a mercenary army to use the life shrouds to take control of his own planet, they decide to test the capabilities of the life shroud prototypes on Chalskal and take his army to Mordella to fight the Koturrah.
Wow, you could have just said that in another language and it would have made as much sense to me.
If you haven't read the book, this probably
Yes.
sounds like gobbledygook.
Yes. Please read the book and then come back and listen to this. Adam is not actually having a stroke.
No.
These are the names from the book.
The Doctor has created a modified virus that gives the Koturrah a lifespan, and Undalian samples have given him the ability to destroy Mordella so that his power cannot continue. But Estini sacrifices her life for the Doctor's.
Isn't that lovely?
Aww.
Oh.
And she can die because she blows up some crystals and dies.
Yeah, but she couldn't die.
Yeah.
But then she can.
I thought she was going to be like Captain Jack, where she's like a fixed point in time, but she just has an immunity to death.
But obviously she can get over it
Well, I suppose it was a massive explosion. She's not like Captain Jack.
in that you can burn him and he still comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
Just as the 10th Doctor is about to destroy Mordella, the 8th and 9th Doctors appear to try and stop him. I was literally in bed reading this last night going, oh my God!
I know. I did fangirl out over that.
But the 10th Doctor has become Time Lord, victorious, defeater of death.
Yeah.
Sick of the companions and friends and civilizations he has lost in his travels, he fires on Mordella.
Yes.
Meanwhile, in between, there are 3 interludes of the Doctor telling the Grimm brothers' story of Godfather Death. The first Doctor hearing the story from Barbara from their first adventure. The 9th Doctor telling it to Rose, and the 8th Doctor telling it to Brian as he, Brian, and Felicity make their way to Moslin in He Kills Me Not.
I know.
I thought that was pretty cool.
I thought it was
a
too.
little bit set during another adventure.
At the time, it didn't mean anything, but
Yeah.
as soon as I started to listen to the audio with Brian and
Yeah.
Flick and that, I went, oh, yeah, okay, I get that now. I liked the book. I thought it was
Yeah,
was
so did
good.
I. I really enjoyed
I
it.
like Stephen Cole. I like his books. Stephen Cole, James Gross, and Justin Richards. I usually love any novels that they write. The names annoyed me, but that's in the TV show, because you hear it, it doesn't seem, if I had to read Raxacalicophalopatorius in a book,
Yeah.
I would probably go, oh, what a dickhead came up with this one, but it's such a cool name. I thought it was really good.
Yeah. I mean, Game of Thrones is way worse.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, this is nothing compared to that.
No, I really enjoyed it. I like the books. I would have loved it to have been on an audiobook, because I do find I have more time for an audiobook, because you can listen to it when you're walking around, you can listen to it when you're driving, when you're reading, you have to sit down and really concentrate. But it was still worth the read, I thought. I used to love reading, and I think it's because I'm going slowly blind as I get older that I find it tires me. So I'd get through about 3 pages and fall asleep. Then I have to wake up and read 3 more and go to sleep. And
Oh, I loved having an excuse to sit down and actually read a book.
it is good.
Because I used to I used to do all of my reading on the train to and from work.
Oh,
And now I use that time to edit. So I haven't been able to read a book for like years. So it was great to finally to sit down. I love reading. I love it. So yeah, I was really excited to. And it was a good story. I really
Yeah.
enjoyed it. It's just it's a short book. It's not very long.
oh yeah, big words. I liked that. Throw
Yeah.
a few pictures in, it would have been even better. I can't read on trains. I can't read. Like, I couldn't edit on a train. I would puke. I can't sit on a rocking chair now without feeling like I'm going to throw up. So that's why audiobooks just hit the spot for me. But I knew that this wasn't going to come out, and I knew you were going to come and demand I hand over this book.
Yes, well, we only had the one copy between the three of us.
Well, you know, Beck's not here. We could have cut her straight from the Beck. You're not here. Beck Tech, we could have cut you out of this whole loop.
I know, she's the busiest out of all of us.
Oh, I know. She's got love now.
Ugh.
It makes me sick.
Love. She chose love over the podcast.
Oh, who would do that? I haven't. My marriage is on the rocks and I'm still here. No,
that's how you like your marriage, isn't it? Like you like your scotch on the rocks?
Always on the rocks, straight up.
I did like the little interludes with the first Doctor. And,
yeah.
How he gets annoyed at Barbara. Oh, okay, sure. Tell me your little bedtime story. And then he's telling it to Rose and he's telling it to Brian.
It's interesting because I've been going back and watching a lot of because I've got BritBox now, and I've been going back and watching the first Doctor stories and just remembering, well, not that I'd ever seen it, but what a cranky old bastard he was. And then as he softens, and it's such a pity that there's missing stories because it would have been so great to see them. But to watch the very first Dalek story is just kind of cool. And then to just go, oh my God, the canon has changed and evolved so much. It's quite interesting.
Next up is He Kills Me Not.
Yeah.
A full cast audio play written by Carrie Thompson featuring Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor. Released October 14th by Big Finish. The 8th Doctor heads to the water planet Athana, but something's wrong. It's a desert planet and home to the town of Moslin, straight out of an American Western.
Oh yeah, worst American accents, some of them.
Everyone is hamming it up.
I know. It was very, hey y'all, what y'all doing?
It was so distracting.
Get out of my saloon, boy. I hated it. Just get Americans. There's plenty of them.
Well, one of them is like John Barrowman was born in Scotland but has an American accent because they talk to him, like do interviews afterwards. And I mean, his was probably the best. He plays the Doctor. Not the Doctor, but the Dr. Craddock. But yeah,
Well, Dr. Craddock was all right, but it was, and look, even the bartender I could live with.
The bartender, I hated the bartender.
The sheriff got me.
The sheriff was hamming it up, but the bartender was like,
Really? Isn't it funny? Because to me, the sheriff sounded like when I was in school and we would do Gilbert and Sullivan, Oklahoma, and it sounded like the teenage cast doing oh, what a beautiful morning.
Yeah. I'm not saying she was good. I'm saying that in the list of accents that annoyed me,
it was just
the bartender. I don't know. He just
really
he didn't have any energy.
Oh, that's true.
They got to him and he's like, oh, hey, everybody, can you not cause masturbation?
Yeah.
And then, what do you say, Sheriff? Well, I say we should go down to the showdown. What do you say, bartender? I think you should all go down to the...
I was waiting for someone to do the Oklahoma line, I remember. Too rich for my blood, can't afford no more.
And space westerns is a trope. And it's such a trope that actually Doctor Who has done it before.
Yeah, I know.
Multiple times.
I know.
In the show.
The first Doctor went and got his tooth fixed by Doc Holliday.
It's just...
I know. It was really gratingly obvious, and they don't normally have that. They normally, I think, do a really good job. No, I thought the Dr. Craddock, was it?
Craddock, yeah.
Yeah, I thought Dr. Craddock, obviously, was good, but the rest of them, I had quite the problem with. Loved Brian, the voice.
Brian's pretty good, yeah.
Really well done. He was kind of how I pictured him in the book. And Mr. Ball.
It was weird listening to this because I'd read half of the novel. And so he's quite cold, but he's helping the Doctor because it's part of his job. And then we get to this one and he is just evil. He is just a psychopath.
He is.
I'm going to murder you, blah, blah, blah.
No, he's not going to murder them. Mr. Ball is.
Yeah, fucking
He's like Mr. Hanky, Mr. Sock.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mr. Ball.
Mr. Hand. It was lovely to hear. I thought the two females, the two women, Felicity and Sophie were really good. The Doctor.
I loved their story. I loved hearing their story. It was just
I did too.
The setting of, like, if it had been done well, sure, but it was like everyone was hamming it up. Yeah.
Well, not everyone. That's the problem. If everyone had been hamming it up, you probably would have gone, oh, okay, this is a hamming it up thing.
Maybe. But I don't know. I like the story of a father, sending an assassin to kill the wife of her daughter, and they could have explored that a bit more.
But what's really scary, and I think would have been good to explore, was how they genetically engineer a child who will never leave you.
Yes.
That's, my worst nightmare.
I thought you were going to say you took notes and you were like, how do I get that?
No. I remember my kids were about 6 and I used to look at them and think, God, are you going to get a life? Get a friend. Get out of here.
Are you still here?
Oh, my God, these people, they're clingy.
Go, infect the world.
Stop hanging around me. I don't want to look at you. I kid my children. I kid.
And they're avid listeners of the podcast?
Never listen. Hate my guts.
But if any of Nicchia's relatives are listening, she loves her kids. Loves them.
I do. I hate my relatives. I love my kids.
Also on the planet are fugitives and married couple Sophie and Felicity, and assassin Brian the Ood, who has been sent by Felicity's father to return her home and kill Sophie. As always, the Doctor gets involved and manages to rescue Felicity from Brian's capture, thanks to the heat shields needed on such a scorching planet, rewired to make the residents look like the Doctor.
Yeah, I thought that was really clever.
Yeah, that was fun.
It didn't feel like a cop-out, and sometimes they wrap it up really quickly. Oh, no, I liked that. It was techie, sciencey.
It's interesting because I downloaded it from the Big Finish website, and so I had to listen track by track. For some reason I couldn't.
Oh, don't you have the app?
Well, I have it on my phone, but I was listening to it on a computer, and I couldn't put it into a playlist for some reason. So I had to manually click on each thing. So I could see that most of the audiobook is them trying to get to the town. And then there's like 3 tracks left, and I'm like, how are they going to wrap this up? And then all of a sudden it's like, pew pew, okay, it's all done. I was like, whoa, okay, shit, holy crap.
Oh, really? You felt like, no, I didn't feel like it ended. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I go, la, 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 what? Okay, it's all over. Whereas this one, I went, okay, this felt like the right pace.
Yeah, at least it felt like it was heading towards a solution, but I could see that there was little time left.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, what are they going to do to wrap it up? So it felt a little bit quick.
Yeah. Some of the audios, occasionally I'll go, oh, wow, that was way too quick for me. But I've enjoyed the journey that got me there. Other ones I've been just disappointed. But most of the time, they're short, but the pacing I find really good. And I thought the writing was really good. Maybe the acting in some places not as good, but I thought, was it Carrie Thompson?
Yeah.
I really enjoyed her writing.
The one thing that really annoyed me was the amount of time it took for them to explain to the Doctor. You know, when he walks in and he's like, oh yeah, I just dropped off Felicity.
Oh yeah, that was.
And Brian. And then it takes them just so long. Because then the sheriff's like, you shut up. I'm going to talk to this, blah, blah. We don't know who you are and stuff. It's like, just tell him.
It is
Sophie, come out. Tell him.
It's a bit excruciating, but they don't know who he is. But one time, I would like the Doctor to say, you know what, this is what's going on when he turns up. And people go, oh, really? Yeah. Great, thanks. Well, we'll take your word for it and let's go. Yeah. And cut out all the, I'm going to shoot you. You're a dickhead, blah, blah, blah. It would be quite interesting. I quite love watching the show Endeavour. And one day I said to my husband, one day I would like an episode where Endeavour goes, actually, it's a serial killer who's into opera, who also likes lion taming, because it's usually something weird like that. And they all go, oh, yeah, okay, great, thanks. But everyone is like, oh, you're a dickhead, Morse. You don't know what you're talking about. It's not. And then it always
just because you've been right every other time
doesn't mean we're going to believe you now. So it would. Oh, that'd be a short episode, mind you.
Yeah, of course.
But no, well done to Carrie. I have not heard any of her stuff before, and I really did enjoy it. It was probably out of everything that we listened to or read for this, it was my favourite.
Wasn't my favourite, that's for sure.
That could just be that I have such a huge crush on Paul McGann, and he could read me the telephone book as the Doctor, and I would be pleased as punch.
Can I say, when he first started talking, I didn't know it was him.
Oh, really?
It took me a while to go, oh, that's Paul McGann.
Oh.
Because, I don't know, I've listened to the old ones. He just sounds a bit different.
Well, his Doctor has evolved too. I mean, thank God he doesn't have to wear that stupid long-haired wig. I've liked how he's evolved. And he's evolved because I've been listening to his original audios all the way through. And his character has evolved, and Yeah, he just, I don't know. I mean, it could be that he talked to David and I near the lift and he was so nice and normal and I didn't like giggle and run away.
And I refused to like pull my gun until he talks to me in a lift.
It was actually at the lift door. Like he could have run away, but didn't.
He turned around and he goes, Nicchia,
And I go, oh my God, you're my favourite doctor now.
listen to all my audio episodes.
I will have to say that going back to the novel, I am really starting to get the shits with the 10th Doctor.
Oh, yeah.
He really needs a good slapping.
Yeah. Can I say, you say that this is your favourite. The novel was my favourite.
Oh, really?
I really enjoyed the novel, yeah.
Probably because I read it in pieces all the time because I kept falling asleep.
Yeah, so did I. I read bits and pieces, and then last night I had to finish like half the novel.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I could stay awake for it. Reading just puts me to sleep now. It's very hard in my job when they go, here, read this. What are you?
Nicchia, wake up.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything's safe. Don't worry about it.
Paragraph 1 looks good. The other 37 pages are up to you.
My favourite was the novel. I really enjoyed it.
No, this was mine. I love audio.
Brian attempts to flee, but the TARDIS, the Doctor, and Brian in tow are transported by another craft. Brian escapes into the time vortex, whilst the Doctor meets his new captors, the Daleks.
Yeah. So how does this all come up? One, Brian's a dickhead because the Doctor's trying to save him and he's trying to kill him with Mr. Ball.
But this must be how he ends up in the dark times.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It absolutely is. But still, he could have just held on and not tried to kill him. I'm always amazed by the people in movies or anything where you say, I'm going to help you. I'm going to kill you while you're helping me. You a dickhead? Yes, I am.
Yeah. And then this must tie into the next audiobook, which is Eighth Doctor and the Daleks.
I know. I'm so excited about that.
Second last up, we have Short Trips, Master Thief, and Lesser Evils. 2 short audio stories read by John Coleshaw, featuring Master Thief by Sophie Isles and Lesser Evils by Simon Guerrier. Released October 7th by Big Finish. Master Thief. The Master infiltrates the repository, a secure vault of precious items. Using his newly acquired Devolver gun and the Master Code,
Oh, he's always got some dickhead sort of thing, doesn't he?
the Master searches through the treasures to find a map of the boneyards of Knife. However, he finds that exiting the facility is harder than getting in. The creatures of this world evolved from empathic creatures that consumed mental energy, and it's infecting the Master, making him lose himself, and even worse, care about the people he's killed.
Right.
Right. What did you think?
Okay, you know how I feel about the Master, the classic Master.
Yeah, you love him.
I loathe him. The classic Master, to me, is a big dickhead. So this is the one I put off till the very last. Because I thought, one, he's like always killing something and he's depressing and nobody ever just cuts his head off and shoots him in the face and kicks him down the stairs, which I would. So this was a tough one. It started off exactly the way I thought it would. He kills everybody, blah, 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 blah. I did actually love the twist.
Yeah.
I loved that he started to care, that it really bothered him. It reminded me, or it took me back to thinking about Missy and how Missy was trying to go on that journey.
Yeah.
I loved that about Missy. And I thought that always gave the Master just a little bit more depth and character. In the classic, he really was the mustache twirler and really not as smart as the Doctor. Never. He just shrunk things. So well done to Sophie who wrote this. I thought it was really
she's done
good.
a very good job, yeah.
I really liked it. The narrator was amazing with his Roger, I forget his last name. Delgado. He did a really good job.
Well, John Coleshaw has done quite a few Doctor Who impressions. So.
Oh, well, he did a wonderful job. It wasn't exact, but gee, it was close, and the inflections that he did were very good. Although the way he pronounced glass really, really distracted me. What was it? Oh, I can't even remember now, but every time I say it, I'd go, oh, that's weird. But yeah, I really liked it, and I am surprised to say I liked a Master story from Classic Master.
Yeah, I did like the twist. I liked him, feeling feelings, and
well, it gives him
the other
depth.
characters were interesting, and kind of you knew that the Master was there to infiltrate, to steal something. He was there for a specific thing. Are we going to find out what that thing is? What it does?
The boneyard of knives.
Yeah. Who
which
knows?
is weird. But what Sophie did manage to do was, even though these were minor characters that you didn't see much, she managed to get me to care about them. I cared about Georgina. I cared about the couple that embraced. I cared about the sergeant who tried to talk the master down. It really did work for me.
Yeah, no, it was really good. It was heartbreaking as you got further and further, and the sound of that gun going off, and it's like,
You just stop killing everybody. What are your thoughts of the classic master, not the new master?
Well, I have not seen any of the classic master.
Really?
This is probably my first introduction to the classic master.
We are going to have to review one so that you may join me in my hatred.
Okay, certainly.
We're on it.
On to the second part, Lesser Evils. On the planet of Alexis. Alexa.
Oh, hello, Alexa.
Hello, Koturrah woman.
How do we pronounce them again? Koturrah.
Koturrah, yeah.
Koturrah. We need to come up with something that will remind us. You need to have a little rhyme. Yeah. Hooroo, Koturrah.
On the planet of Alexis, a Koturrah woman assigns lifespans to the inhabitants.
I mean, who are these people?
They send out one person per planet.
I mean, I understand what they do, but, who died and made them king is what I'm getting at.
No, they became king and made everyone else die.
Oh, it's the other way around.
Yeah. She finds the Mongellos, a tree-based monkey sort of creature who has evolved a sixth arm to clutch crystals to their chest.
I was wondering where it comes from, the sixth arm.
Apparently they evolved. Yeah.
Is it from the head? Is it from the chest? Is it from the side? Is it out your butt? Is it your penis?
I really wanted to see a picture of the child skull from the novel where they're like, he's on a tripod and he's all warty and he's got a prehensile tail and...
Some of the characters that you got a picture in your head that I would love to see. But I don't remember them telling me where the arm came from. I was quite curious.
And isolated away on Alexis for years, the master, who has become rather fond of the Magellans.
Yes. Has he?
No.
No.
Turns out he wants the crystals to power a weapon of some sort.
Yes, and I hate to say this because he's probably a lovely person and a lovely actor, but this is the master I hate the most. Anthony Ainsley.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate... It's the way his character's written. I loathe him. The voice is amazing. He does the voice amazingly.
Well, let me say, even though I quite didn't like He Kills Me Not, this Lesser Evils is the thing that I liked the least out of all of these releases. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, no, I hated The Great Vampires the most.
Oh, no, I at least The Great Vampires is over quickly.
Well,
I had to listen to this twice because the language is so flowery and it's like very descriptive and stuff. But then near the end, when they actually try to get into the story, I'm like, it just, I don't know. I was still distracted by it and I had to go and listen to it again, which it just dragged on and on. It's only half an hour long. I just dragged on.
It did feel like an hour.
Oh.
It did feel like an hour when I was listening to it. And I had to re-listen to the last bit to work out, okay, he doesn't actually give a toss.
Yeah.
He's using the stones because he wants the stones to make a weapon or something like that. So he's not pleading for their lives because he gives a toss.
Yeah.
He's pleading for them to live for thousands of years so the stones are good. Typical of the master. No, you're right. I can never get that half hour and that extra 10 minutes back again. And I wish I could. And also, just to make it a little worse, it's the master, classic master who I don't like, and it's my least favorite master. So I could have done without that. You could have just read me the synopsis. In fact, I did try to... Halfway through, I thought, I wonder if someone's reviewed this and I could just read the synopsis because I don't want to do it.
And yet strange because this is actually in the schedule of releases, this is the first story that was released where we find out how to say Koturrah.
Well, that's true.
Because it was released at the start of October.
Oh.
So this was the first time we actually heard someone say the word Koturrah.
Koturrah. Hooroo, Koturrah is how I'm going to remember
All the
now.
other ones have just been written down. And in fact, they don't even say it. They don't say it in Master Thief. They don't say it in He Kills Me Not.
Oh.
So this is actually the only time we've heard them say Koturrah.
Interesting. Koturrah.
So should be interesting to see if maybe he just said it wrong. And the next release, they're like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, it's actually Koturrah. And I'll go, oh no, I can't come up with another
Everyone
rhyme.
says it differently.
Well, I think they've set it up now. I think the next lot will be even more exciting.
Yeah, it should start connecting some stuff together.
Yeah, except the vampire one will still be shit.
Well, the vampire one we know connects to the novel because the Ninth Doctor turns up in the coffin ship.
Yes, well, that's true. Maybe Rose is dead and we can move on now.
Does that mean the coffin ship has time travel capabilities?
I'm sure
Oh, no, because he's already in the Dark Times. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get
Or
that.
just a bit of jiggery-pokery, as the
Yeah.
Ninth Doctor would say.
Well, they say in Lesser Evils that the Master has been exiled to this planet by the Time Lords. But why did they exile him in the middle of the Dark Times? Because the Koturrah's there.
I don't know. And you just read the novel, so it's fresher in your mind than it is in mine.
Yeah.
So you're saying that, I'm going, oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot. I feel like I've just consumed a lot.
Yeah.
And some of it starts to blend into one. But it just feels like the first lot we did was all right. This feels like it's building to something.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to the next few releases. And more audio, please. Please.
There's plenty more. And finally, Canaries, a short story written by Dave Rudden and released on the Doctor Who website. The story was published to promote the release of the Christmas short story collection, The Wintertime Paradox. In a small alpine village in Switzerland, Anke von Grissel runs the Verbeer Museum of the Impossible.
Oh, God, you're sitting here and I'm thinking, I don't even remember this story, but I do now.
Among her artifacts are items that shouldn't exist, glimpses of realities that no longer exist. Though she has visitors, only one person ever calls her. The Doctor calls, begging Anke to let him look through her exhibits, these canaries in a mine, warning of changes the Doctor must fix. But Anke clings to these artifacts, hoping they may reunite her with a loved one who disappeared 20 years ago. Not just disappeared, apparently never existed. Anke's latest exhibit is two masks, a male silver mask and a female gold mask. On Christmas night, Anke gets a call, not just from the Doctor, but from the curator. And sibling same and sibling different are awake. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
So these two masks apparently, I did a little bit of research, tie into the Wintertime Paradox. And there are two characters out of that short story collection. But apparently don't have anything to do with Time Lord Victorious. Otherwise, we would have included it in our synopses.
Yeah. This is why I find with the short stories and things like that, because I haven't been into them beforehand, or even the comics, there can be callbacks to stuff like that, which is canon that you don't know about. And I find that the frustrating thing. I liked this.
Yeah, I like this short story too.
I liked it, but there were things that I was very confused about. But I did like it, and I could see how it would fit into he kills me not, because the Doctor's trying to find what is it?
The statue,
Wonders of the world, yeah. I love one that only existed for 10 minutes. I'm thinking,
I like where he's like, oh, the statue of forget what his name is. And the guy's like, that guy owes me money.
No, hang on. That guy owes me money.
Can you please not in the middle of the bar? Please just get out, everybody. Have a look at the sign.
You're such a card. Play it again, Sam.
Oh, Sheriff, that reminds me of the time that I let a man live and I didn't let the other man live. I'm so sorry of that. Well, now that exposition's out of the way, let's continue on.
Oh, I love the way that they've finally found a way for, if the Doctor's travelling alone, to talk without just explaining what he's doing.
Yeah.
Talks to the TARDIS. And that makes perfect sense because I yell at the television quite often, particularly when Trump's on. Get off my television.
You do yell at the television. I'm pressing the button to turn the channel, television.
I am not going to put up with Trump any longer.
Thankfully, we don't have to anymore.
Oh, you really think that one's going away?
But yeah, this short story makes a bit more sense when you realize that it's sort of a promotion for a larger series of stories. I don't know how this fits in with the Time Lord Victorious, but some of the artifacts, there's a coin from the 50s that shows Hitler's face.
Yeah.
There's a Toclophane.
I was fascinated by that bit, and I want to know the story, how they all came there, where they come from. If they do something that's the story of all the artifacts, I'll be fascinated by that. That's one of the most amazing things when you go to a museum and you find something and they say, oh, this was found and it belonged to, I don't know, Fred the Roman soldier. Well, a Roman soldier. I'm fascinated into how did it get there? Who was the person who owned it?
Well, my name's Fred. I'm a Roman soldier.
Get out of my bar.
I remember I went to Mongolia for work.
Oh, wow.
And it was so crazy because there was, I saw on a map there was a puzzle museum. So I was like, I got to find this puzzle museum.
Yeah.
It's like in the middle of the suburbs. And it's like, it took me ages to find.
Well, that's the puzzle.
Yeah. And I thought I was going to get the shit kicked out of me. Because they don't get a lot of Westerners. But anyway, I found this puzzle museum and I went through it and it's amazing.
Wow.
And apparently Mongolians are like some of the best puzzle creators in the entire world. Yeah, they've won the top puzzle prize years in a row. Like it's crazy.
They're not kind of known for that outside of Mongolia, right? Wow.
Yeah, so it was really interesting.
Because I'm not quite sure what Mongolia is known for, except for, was Genghis Khan? Yeah. That's probably
they have a
about
massive
it.
statue of Genghis Khan, yep.
Yeah.
Went and saw that.
Yeah, well, it's nothing like putting a big statue of Genghis Khan, who liked to build pyramids out of women's heads and cats. I mean, what he's got against cats is beyond me.
If that's the material that works, you know. Should we try bricks? Nah, let's try the cat thing again.
Men's heads? No, just women's.
Ulaanbaatar, the capital of Mongolia.
What is the capital of Mongolia?
Ulaanbaatar?
Yeah, I did not know
Got
that.
shitloads of A's.
Oh, I like anything in Welsh.
Yeah, ULAA, AAAA.
Oh no, Welsh is all consonants.
But basically, it's like Brisbane if we didn't have the infrastructure in place.
Oh.
So they have pretty much the same population for the whole of Mongolia, but then to get in and out of the city is like a one lane highway either way. Not even a highway, just like a dirt road.
Goat track.
Yeah, so when we went out to the massive statue to come back in, it took us 2 hours to get back into the city because it was just one lane trying to get back into the city.
No.
Yeah, it was insane.
So they're not the richest country in the world.
No,
obviously.
but they're doing a lot of mining there, so they're
well,
building
hopefully
up.
they're getting some money out of that.
Yeah.
Because one of the things in Australia, we're very good at this. When we find something, we mine the shit out of it.
I mean, you'd think we'd mine coal or something rather than shit, but
No, look, I find shit mining is
we've got to stock more shit for the politicians to spit it out.
well, the politicians talk some.
Anything else you would like to mention about our Time Lord Victorious releases for the month?
What I will say is some of it was great, some of it was painful, and I'm really curious now. When we started doing this, I was like, do I want to do this? Well, only because I love reviewing old episodes. I love to watch the TV series. I do an audio play, but I was like, I have discovered my new love of comics because when you touch them, the next. No, I'm actually really, really on board. So I was only semi on board when we started. Now I just like to keep you happy because then you cry and put on a turn.
Yep, that's me. That's how I got you to do this podcast.
Yeah, I know. Every time I try to leave, he cries. No, I'm really curious now, and I think it's going to get much more exciting.
Yeah, I think so
we've
too.
done the building. Now we're going to get to some full-on action.
Now we're going to get some interconnecting stories and multi-doctor stories.
Oh, I know. And I mean, that's like a wet dream, really, isn't it? If I had them.
So predictions for Time Lord Victorious. Let's go through our previous predictions. Nicchia, you said the Crystal Moths would make another appearance. Hasn't happened yet. River Song would make another appearance. Hasn't happened yet.
I thought they were in the book.
No, it was flies.
Oh, I
but
thought
they were in the short story from last month.
I thought that they were the Crystal Moths in the book. There you
no,
go.
it's just little flies that they eat. That was disgusting.
Yeah, that was pretty
There's so many
disgusting.
flies that they just chew on.
Of course, you don't want to say that to someone who eats flies.
If you eat flies out there, we're so incredibly sorry.
That's your choice. That's your choice, Brian. You get on with it.
You said Bernice Summerfield would make an appearance, which hasn't happened yet.
She will, and she directed one of them.
Bernice Summerfield, the fictional character, directed...
Lisa, I thought Lisa Barrowman. Oh, don't worry about me.
Are you okay? Are you having a stroke?
Yes.
Can you smell burnt toast?
Yes. No, I'm fine. I still think she'll come back.
Okay.
Multi-doctor story. She'll be there.
You said the 13th Doctor would make an appearance, but not in the audios. Correct.
Yes.
She made an appearance at the end of Defender of the Daleks.
Yes. One for me.
Do you think she'll be back again? Or do you think she's done?
She might come back in the comics, but she won't come back in the audios.
Okay. You said something to do with the Death Zone, perhaps a crossover with the 5 Doctors. Still hasn't happened. And you said more Doctors than have been announced will appear. We did get a brief appearance of the first Doctor in The Night, the Fool and the Dead.
There we go.
Any other predictions?
Look, I think there'll be the second Doctor and the third And the 4th.
Okay, you're sticking to all of the doctors will appear?
All of them.
Okay. Any other predictions?
Yes, the master's head will fall off and I won't have to see him again. Oh, that's more of a wish list.
Okay.
The master will come back in and he will be rubbish. His plan will be rubbish, but he will come back in.
Sure.
With his rubbish plan. And the doctor will get him on side to help. And then he will try to kill the doctor because he's rubbish.
Kill the doctor, kill the doctor.
Kill the doctor, kill the doctor.
My predictions were that a lot would be said in the dark times. So far, we've only had the Knight, the Fool, and the Dead. The Ood are coming back in. Well, we've only had the one Ood. I said that the Ood assassin would help the 10th Doctor and would be annoyed that the Koturrah are killing his targets, which is half correct.
Yeah.
Brian the Ood does help the 10th Doctor, but it's not because he's annoyed that his targets are getting killed.
Although that could still happen.
And I said all of the doctors involved had already been announced. Well, we had a brief appearance by the first Doctor.
Ba-bam.
Do I have any other predictions?
Yes, tell me. I love the way you're just talking to yourself now.
Yeah, well, I'm talking to our listeners. I'm talking to you because I've got you.
Because I'm in
ear hole.
in the room.
Hello, baby. You're listening to D4W.
Hi, sweetie.
H.
Honey bun.
D4W. Holy shit, is it hot in here?
It's getting hot in here. So take off all your shoes.
Yes, I am taking off my shoes. It's getting pretty stinky. I don't have any major predictions. I think the stories are going to start connecting to each other. I think there's another short story that's been released, but I think most of the releases have been announced. I don't think we're going to get too many more releases.
What about the Master? Do you think we're going to have the Master again?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think the...
Maybe Modern Master?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know if they can use the Modern Master yet. But I think that the map that he was looking for, the map of the Boneyards of Knife, I think that might come back into it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Was it the Boneyard of Knife or the Boneyard of Knives? Like, was that a free set of steak knives that he lost? And
But wait, there's more.
He's just on a mission to find it. You said I could have free steak knives.
The first time I listened to it, it sounded like he said the word knife. And then the second time I listened to it, it sounded like he was trying to say like a made-up planet. Knife. Knife. So I don't know. But it sounded like knife. So I wrote down knife.
I think it's the way the gentleman enunciates the A, because every time he said the word glass, and I can't do it, but I would go, glass. No, it wasn't even that. Gloose. It was almost like that. I don't know anyone who listens to it. All you'll hear is every time he says the word gloose, you'll go,
Koturrah.
Koturrah.
Hooroo, Koturrah.
Koturrah.
And if you are following Time Lord Victorious, please join us on Facebook or Twitter to discuss. Oh, that's it. That's it. Time Lord Victorious for October.
Wow. So we've got then November and
December. That's how months work.
Yes. And then we have Christmas. Oh, that's December, isn't it?
Yep.
And then
Keep going. Do the whole calendar. No.
30 days. I've got a story for you before we do this.
Okay.
A friend of mine decided to do a trivia quiz. It was her turn to write the questions, and she thought she'd start off fairly easy. So she said, how many days are in September? And the first person said 32. And she went, no. And the second person said 28. And then she said to me, does nobody learn the rhyme? So I thought that was an interesting thing.
And then the next person said halfway between both of them, and he was correct.
Well, it's just, I don't get that.
32.
I mean, everybody knows.
No months have 32 days in them.
Well, exactly right. But I thought everybody knew 30 days has September, April, June, and November. Blah, 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 blah. I won't keep going through it.
I just think it's insane that someone thought there was a
32.
32 and 28. You know it's February. Only February has 28 days.
I know. And I'm starting to think that the world is getting dumber.
Yeah. If it's not February, the answer is either 30 or 31. That is it.
Yeah. But then again, David would put one hand behind his back and say to my daughter, she was 6 or 7, how many fingers am I holding up? And she'd say, 6. So there you go.
Well, you know, she was from Toowoomba. So.
That's true. That's true. Many had 6 fingers. Which hand is coming out of my ass? Your 6th arm.
Any plugs, Nicchia?
Not yet.
Fantastic.
But I'm getting close.
As always, you can follow Adam O'Sullivan Comedian on Facebook and visit thenerdinfinite.com. You can also check out Big Fork on YouTube to see some of the improvised shows we did during lockdown, or check out the Big Fork Get It In Your podcast, where I have submitted a few sketches.
Oh, you're so good. I'm pretty sure you only asked me for plugs so I can feel really bad about the fact that I'm lazy and have done no gigs.
You would get cranky at me if I didn't ask you if you had any plugs. Well, Nicchia's got no plugs. Hang on a second. Hang on, you never asked me about my plugs.
I have 7 butt plugs.
I thought you wanted to plug your Facebook page.
Oh, yeah, no, not yet. I'm going to have plugs later on.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Dun, dun, dun.
Bum.
Until next time, keep searching the skies for the Doctor. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
This has been a production of The Nerd Infinite. And then the sound of dragons spitting fire and stuff. What? Why are you looking at me like that?